All right, in this video, we're going to be talking about life after divorce. Now, in our office, we often tell people we provide an opportunity for happiness. So your divorce is over, everything's signed, sealed, and you're ready to move on. So in this video, I'm going to give you some tips that I've helped other clients with as they've established their new life and they've fulfilled their opportunity for happiness. Now, before we go further, I'm going to presume that you understand everything that you've already signed or that has been signed by the judge. It's really important that you understand your financial obligations, your responsibilities in this situation, because if you don't, it can lead to a lot of problems. Now, if you're a client of ours and you haven't had your documents reviewed within the last year, it's really important. Reach out to us and we'll schedule a time to go over those with you with our complimentary review session. If you're not a client of ours and you would like to have your documents reviewed, please reach out. We'll see what we can do to help you. Now, let's get on to those tips. All right, the first tip that I like to give clients is time. Give yourself some time. You've just made it through a divorce, and every person goes through this differently. It's like the stages of grief. Now, you may be well past it and moved on already, or you might be a little bit behind. Either way, I still recommend time. The reason being is you now have two different households, two different incomes. Your money might be less than what it was before. It's really important that you don't make any financial commitments that you can't maintain. You see, don't go buy a house or a car or some other expense that's going to cause you problems in fulfilling your court obligations. Typically, if you wait a year, you know what everything's like. You know what your obligations are going to be like. You start getting used to it. It's your new normal. Now you know what you can afford. Give it time and then move forward. All right. The second tip is going to be about your credit. I recommend that if you haven't already done so, you can get your free annual credit report online. Now, there's a lot of places that charge money. I'm not talking about the ones that charge. There's one that you can get for free, and you can get them from all three credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. After your divorce, it's really important to make sure that your name is no longer associated with any debts that are not supposed to be in your name. Sometimes a divorce can divide things and everything gets done correctly. Sometimes it doesn't. It's up to you to monitor what your situation is, so that way your credit is not damaged down the line for something that you didn't do. Now, if you have damaged credit from the divorce, that does happen from time to time if you can't keep up with expenses. It's important to take steps to repair that credit. If you need help with that, reach out to my office and we know some reputable people in the area that we could connect you with. Let's go to the third tip. That's having a budget. Now, I know you might be thinking, I've heard this before. My grandma told me to have a budget. My parents told me to have a budget. I don't like budgets. But it's time to grow up. It's time to take responsibility for yourself. You're divorced now. You're on your own when it comes to your finances. It's important that you understand what's going on in your financial life. So often I hear about people just saying they had no idea where their money went. A budget's actually liberating. You get an opportunity to tell your money where to go instead of getting to the end of the month and just saying, where did it all go? So take the time, do a budget. There's a lot of free softwares and tools out there that you can take advantage of. I recommend Dave Ramsey's stuff. He's great at helping people get out of debt if you still have debt, or if you just need to create a zero-based budget, he's got some great resources too. All right, the fourth tip is invest in yourself. Now, this is somewhat financial, but it's also personal and it can lead into financials. You see, you finally got through this divorce. Something was holding you back and now you had this opportunity to be happy again. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to invest in yourself? Are you going to do the things that you want to do? Maybe this means going back to school. Maybe this means taking an online class. Maybe it means doing something that you never thought you would do. Now is the time to do it. We only have so many minutes on this earth. Now you have an opportunity to invest in yourself. Do the things that you said you would do if you would one day had that opportunity. That day is here. Go seize it. So if you've been through a divorce and you need help still, maybe you need to go back to court, something needs to get modified, or you just want to have your documents reviewed, give us a call at the number below. We'd be happy to set up a time so we can go over your options. If you have other questions or comments, please leave one below. We'll do our best to answer them.